آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Reflecting on one ayah in Surah Yasin that makes you wonder about yourself. What are you doing here in this world? 3 messengers, 2 of them sent, then people rejected them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supported them with a 3rd one. واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم 2 فكذبوهما فعززنا بذلك. We sent a 3rd one. Rejected them. A believer, one believer, undercover, not known, lives far away, heard about what happens. Time to move, time to step, time to say something, time to change. وَجَاءَ رَجُلٌ, not ذكر, رجل, real man, but one, رجل واحد, من أقصى المدينة, far away from the Medina. يسعى, مش على راحته, ماشي شوي, taking his time and walking. No, rushing. Rushing for what? To support the messengers and to advise his people. 2 benefits. Supporting the truth and caring for the wrongdoers. Yes, we care for the wrongdoers. We care for the kafir. We want the kafir to be a Muslim. And we want the wrongdoer to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we want everyone to go to Jannah. That is what all Islam is all about. And that is the meaning and the understanding of وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. That Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, was sent as a mercy to mankind. Mankind, men and women, Muslim or non-Muslim, he's a mercy for everyone. In fact, he's a mercy for animals. He's a mercy for trees. He's a mercy for everything that exists on this earth, sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you're following him. So you have to care for people. So he came alone, supporting the prophets and caring for his people. قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين. Follow them. What's wrong with you? اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا. They're not asking you for anything. They're not asking you for money. They're not asking you for wealth, health, children, nothing. They're not asking you for anything. Meaning, it's not a personal issue. It's not a message that they want to look good for themselves. They're not benefiting from it or costing you anything. وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. They're not asking, they're guided. They're not asking you for something bad. They're not asking you for something that doesn't make sense. They're not asking you for something that harms you. They are guided. What they're asking you is good. This is like exactly what the Ja'far radiallahu anhu, when he told the Nugas or the Jashi. He said, what is the religion command? He said, command to stay away from adultery, to stay away from worshiping idols, to connect with your family, to care for your kids, to support the needy, to support the person who is being oppressed. What kind of a beautiful religion is this? You're fighting this? You don't want this? You want to kill the people who call it for this? You are definitely degenerate or something. You're horrible. وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. Then he declared it clearly. In the beginning, it sounds like maybe he's a believer, maybe he's not. Then he said, وَمَا لِيَ لَا أَعْبُدُ الَّذِي فَطَرَنِي وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And why should I worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who created me, and the one me and you are going back to him to be accounted. إِن يُرِدْنَا الرَّحْمَنُ بِضُرٍّ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to harm me, لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون. You're not going to intercede. You're not going to benefit me. Your intercession is useless because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts intercession from people that he accepts people he is راضي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال ولا يشفعون إلا لمن ارتضى من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. And you are a disbeliever. You're not going to benefit me, you're not going to benefit him, so follow him. وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون. You want me to worship something that doesn't do any good, cannot even protect themselves. Just like when Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he made an argument just to prove to the people that their idols are useless. When he broke all the idols, hung the axe on the neck of the biggest one. And they said to him, أَنْتَ فَعَلْتَ هَذَا بِآلِهَتِنَا يَا إِبْرَاهِيم? Are you the one who did all of this damage? بل فعله كبيرهم هذا الطنجير اللي قاعد هنا معلق وحامل الفاس على كتابه هذا هو الطنجير اللي عمل فاسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون. Ask him, ask that man, he's holding the axe. So what do they do with each other? It's like, yeah, really, why don't we ask him? Oh, you know they don't talk. Now it's time to load and to dump the truth on them. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam قال أفتعبدون ما لا يضركم شيئا ولا ينفعكم شيئا ولا يضركم أف لكم ولما تعبدون من دون الله أفلا تعقلون. You worship something that cannot benefit you or harm you, cannot even defend itself. Uff, this is just woe to you and everything you worship. Do whatever you want to do. Now, his connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is matched. He tried to smooth it in. He smoothed it in, but now they are rejected. But his connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so big, he didn't care what happens. Then, حرقوه, burn him. وانصروا آلهتكم إن كنتم فاعلين. And let's give support to our alihah. Subhanallah, you worship someone, you want to protect him? You think I worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so I need to protect Allah, or I'm worshiping him subhanahu wa ta'ala so he can protect me? Look at this mentality. Then immediately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the service came. قُلْنَا يَا نَارُ كُونِي بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيم. Command. What makes the fire burn? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What makes the snake sting and kill you with that poison? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Easily he can take that poison away. He can take that heat away. Commanded the fire to be not only cool, because if it's cool, it might be too cool, freezing. Cool and safe. And they got it. The same thing here, brothers. This man from Muslim, they refer to him as Muslim or Mu'min Yasin. He said, وَمَا لِيَ لَا أَعْبُدُ الَّذِي فَطَرَنِي وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ أَأَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِهِ آلِهَةً إِن يُرِدْنِ الرَّحْمَنُ بِضُرٍّ لَا تُغْنِ عَنِّي شَفَاعَتُهُمْ شَيْئًا وَلَا يُنقِذُونِ إِنِّي إِذًا لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ إِنِّي آمَنْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ فَاسْمَعُونَ. As soon as he said that, they killed him. As soon as they killed him, the glad tidings came to him. He saw the Jannah. He entered the Jannah. As soon as he saw that, what did he say? قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي مش يلا الكفار هذول البلاعين اللي عملوا في كذا وكذا اللي قتلوني بدي انتقم منهم. I'm going to just take revenge against those people who killed me. I'm going to do such and such. No, he said, I wish my people, referring to the disbelievers, I wish my people know how much Allah forgave me and how much He honored me and He put me in Jannah. Can you do that, brother? And can you do that? When someone does that to you, would you the first thing wish that he knows and he sees so he can change, or you will be holding such an anger and such a grudge? When you call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you don't have compassion for the people that you're calling, you will not succeed and you will not even last. The person that you call in need to see that in you. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam قال إني آخذ بحجزكم وتغلبوني. I'm holding you from here so you don't fall in hellfire, and you are overwhelming me, meaning you are going to hellfire, not trying to hold you back. It's not like one of us when you ask a person or you advise a person and he doesn't like it, or he maybe shows some bad behavior or something against you. You say, it's up to you, go to hell. Who cares? I'm just saying it for your benefit. No, you're not. You're saying it for show off, and it's obvious. You're showing it because you want to feel good. Because the sign of a real caller to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to know your sincerity, the sign is you don't get mad if you don't succeed or if the person rejects you. If you get mad, then you're doing it for yourself. If you don't get mad, then you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And our qudwa is the prophets, our qudwa is the Sahaba. We've seen how they were treated, and we've seen what they have done to them, and they continue to call them. In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Surah Al-Muzammil, وَهْجُرْهُمْ هَجْرًا جَمِيلًا. When you decide to leave people, leave them on good terms. Leave them gently and kindly. Okay, Habibi, Jazakallahu khairan, you walk away. So you're planning for round 2. It's not like cancel the person from your book and he is useless, just like it happens several times to me. I want to talk to a person about something, they think, oh, we advised him before, Sheikh. His brain is so stubborn, he's not. Okay, Habibi. Your brain is the same sometimes. Sometimes you wake up, you are on the wrong side of the bed. You cannot even look at yourself in the mirror. And the next day you wake up, mashallah. So people change and people have their good times and bad times. You never know when you strike. And that's why I give you a message now. Some of you probably saying, when is the Shaykh is going to finish so we can finish the taraweeh? Other person going, wallah, mashallah, it sounds good. You never know. You never know who's going to benefit, and you never know when it's going to strike someone, and when is your mood, and all of that. So, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Give a reminder. Reminder benefit believers. You're all believers. And finally, brothers, I want to give you this hadith and go to sleep. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam climbed the steps, where 3 steps before he gives a talk or a khutbah. And every time he climbs, he says, Ameen. And when you say Ameen, that means someone is making dua. But where is the dua? We don't see anyone, we don't hear anyone. When he came down, the Sahaba asked him. So he said, Jibreel alayhi salam came to me, and he told him 3 things. One of those, he said, Man adraka Ramadan walam yughfar lahu ab'adahu Allah. Anyone who lives to witness Ramadan, and he is not exiting from Ramadan forgiven, may Allah distance him. Every opportunity in Ramadan to get you forgiven. Man sama Ramadan, imanan wa ihtisaban. Man qama Ramadan, imanan wa ihtisaban. Man adraka laylat al-qadr. All of these opportunities, forgiveness. That is nafahatullah. This is the nafahat of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Prophet ﷺ said, expose yourself to it. Expose yourself to it. You live Ramadan, and this is the last taraweeh, brother. This is the last taraweeh you're going to have in this year for Ramadan. If you're not forgiven, meaning if you die now, you should go to Jannah. Because that's the meaning of غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. If you fasted Ramadan the right way, the way the Prophet ﷺ told us, and you die, you will go to Jannah direct. And unfortunately, some people may not. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that all of you will be from the people of the Jannah. And just like the mu'min, قِيلَ ادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةِ إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ كُلَّا نَدْخُلِ الْجَنَّةِ مَعَ. جزاكم الله خيرا. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and bless you. And this is the manager. Nice, mashallah. Nurek Midfield. طيب, جزاكم الله خيرا, brothers. Let's 4 more rak'ah, inshallah. And you can celebrate for, no, it's still fasting tomorrow. Celebrate tomorrow night, inshallah. جزاكم الله خيرا. Assalamu alaikum.
الله يبارك.